It's about to go live. If I'm live right now, you could, okay, here I am. Wonderful. Hello, my beautiful tribe. My name is Emily Potter. I'm the director of the Lightworker Musicians Tribe and the Million Kisses Foundation. I was talking to some lightworkers this week and asking if she specifically felt scared to come out as a light worker, and she said 100% yes, very scared. So what happens a lot with light workers is that you are living a double life, and so I want to know if you are feeling lonely and it's a struggle to keep the double life going. Are you feeling lonely living a double life, both as a light worker and as a player in the matrix? So the way that I'm seeing the light worker community connect with what's happening on the planet right now is three main ways. And the first thing is that we are still third dimensional beings. And so I see a lot of people feeling scared when they're staying in the matrix. So we are still 3D, we're still part of the system. And so it's very easy to allow ourselves to stay within that fear. And even if we're able to supersede outside of the fear itself, just by way of being part of the system, part of the matrix, we are bombarded with those messages. And so I see the first area of out of the three ways that I've seen light workers handle what's happening in the world right now. The first is that I see people staying in the matrix because of their fear. So that's the first way. The second way that people are handling what's going on is a feeling of just waiting, a lot of waiting energy, um, bored kind of feelings. There's the feeling confused, looking outside of ourselves for answers of what's happening, lots of reading other people's accounts, making sure that you're up on the news and such like that. So there's nothing's wrong with those things, but I see a lot of people spending a lot of their very precious attention during this really powerful time in the spirit of waiting. So the first one is staying in the matrix in the spirit of fear. A second one that's not as potent as fear, but there's a feeling of feeling like you're waiting for it to improve, you're waiting for the situation to get better, you're waiting to go back to your normal life. So that spirit of waiting is one way that people are handling what's going on in the world. The third one is a third option that I see light workers doing. It's the time of mastering self. It's the inner work time. There's time for self-reflection. There's a time of creating a personalized strategy in creating the world that we're stepping into. And they're utilizing the fifth dimensional tools because they are very knowledgeable about how this is something that we're creating on the planet so that we can have humongous shifts take us into a new space. So this is my question. You're probably experiencing a little bit of all of that. You're probably in the space of, nervousness, fear, just a little bit. You're in a little bit of waiting, a little bit of confusion, not knowing what's happening because of all the uncertainty in the world. And the third is that you probably are going within and having those reflective times. So you are the embodiment of all of the things, and therefore you are living, whether you call it a double life or not, you are all of those things. And I'm sharing with you right now that this is a strong invitation for you to take yourself into more of what you want, less of what you don't want, more of what you do want. And the call today, the invitation is for you to go into that third level, that higher vibration of mastery, of the fifth dimensional tools, the spirit of mastering self, going into doing that inner reflection, having more of that and less of the other, because you're welcome to do it all. But tribe, this is a really powerful time for light workers to rise up and take a stand and take less of your time of your day in that waiting game and giving your power to other people. This isn't going to work for light workers, specifically our light worker musician tribe. And so I want to ask you, if you're feeling that sense of loneliness, that you do not yet have the support, the empowerment of other people who are doing that same thing, private message me. In this tribe, we have very, very powerful, highly committed lightworker musicians who are doing that more than usual, more than the waiting game, more than the fear and the matrix game. There are lightworker musicians like you in the tribe who are interacting with each other and on a very regular basis and able to have the momentum going into where we want to be, mastering fifth dimensional tools. If you are ready to take that next leap into that stronger energy, private message me and you'll be able to be part of that interaction and have that be more of where you're swaying your energy and your time and your attention, so that you're not just waiting around for it to be better. You actually are taking a stand to be the change and have it be even expedited even more. So I look forward to that, especially because the first two that I gave you are not very sustainable. To stay in a spirit of waiting is not sustainable. And to stay in the spirit of fear and staying in the matrix is not sustainable. We are crumbling the system. We are doing this. We are the ones making the change happen. So these things are not sustainable. So to hold on to a crumbling system and hoping that it gets better is not a good tool. So having tools that you can rush towards with the spirit of proactive calling, the soul's purpose calling, this is very advantageous during this time. And you are being invited, if you feel like there's a vibrational match with me, that you and I do that work together in a very proactive way. Lots of love to my tribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Lots of love.